What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. After watching Captain America and the Winter Soldier, I thought it'd be fun to show you guys how to make this cool little Among Us figurine using simple materials that you have lying around the house. Let's get started. So the first thing I did was a simple sketch just to see how large I wanted to make this figure. And this doesn't have to be perfect, we're just setting up the size. You guys can make this template as big or as small as you want. Once that was done, I took a few rolls of Scotch tape and laid it all over the template. This is going to be used to help hold the foil in place as we build up the body of the character. I found it easier working on the outside frame, building up the legs, then going back to fill in the body. Working with smaller pieces made this so much easier to do, and remember, this part of it does not have to be perfect, we're just building up the base. Once everything was shaped, I just used some of this tape just to make sure everything was going to hold together, because we don't want everything to fall apart as we remove this mold from the paper. Once you have everything fully covered, you can go ahead and remove the paper from the back. And since this is going to be a 3D figure, you're going to need to make 2 of these. Seeing these halves join together, the crewmate looked a little flat to me, so I wanted to go ahead and bulk them out. I'm going to use some more foil to do that, and if you guys don't have any foil, you can use some newspaper. So with a little bit more tape, I went ahead and secured both sides of the crewmate as I got ready to build up the inside of the character. Remember, you're going to want to keep everything in proportion, so I did the body, the head, and don't forget the legs. The thing I like about foil so much is it forms and holds its shape much better than newspaper will, and that comes in handy when you're trying to build a base for your figure to stand on. Now that our figure is at the right size, we need to cover some of these cracks and openings. I found it easier just to cover the entire thing with a layer of foil. You're going to want the front and the back to lay as flat as possible, so you might have to do this in 2 sections. With every change I make to the figure, I always double check it to make sure it'll still stand. Now all we have to do is secure the front and the back half of the crewmate with a little tape. This is very important to do because we don't want these 2 halves separating as we move to the next step. We're going to coat this entire figure with some lightweight spackle and some Mod Podge glue. Now don't freak out, this spackle is really cheap. I actually got this from the Dollar Tree. If you guys don't want to use spackle, you can also skip this step and just do paper mache. Lucky for me, the lid was the perfect size for me to trace out the template to use for Captain America's shield. And just like with the crewmate, we're going to use some foil to build up the frame of this shield. Now remember, Captain America's shield is not totally flat, so with each layer I'm laying down, I'm building it up to more of a dome shape. And with that all done, it's time to secure that too. all I'm doing right here is adding just a little bit more curve to the shape of the shield. And then it's on to the next step. Go ahead and grab your mixture or your paper mache because it's time to cover the shield and the crewmate. And just a little tip, if you guys do use the plaster and the glue, it should be the consistency of whipped cream. As I started to cover the shield, I didn't like how the tape was leaving ridges and bumps, so I thought I'd cover it with a layer of foil just to try to smooth everything out. But this is just for fun. If I really wanted this to look good, I would have used heavier weight spackle, done multiple layers, wait for it to dry, and then sand it down. Adding that layer of foil on the shield did make it look a lot better. To fully cover the shield as well as the crewmate, I think I did about 2 layers. I'm not sure if it was the brand of plaster I was using, but I noticed the more layers I laid down, the plaster started to look more like foam and started expanding. This is a material I just recently started to use in my craft, so maybe that's how it's supposed to work, but you guys let me know. As you guys see, he looks more like the Marshmallow Man and not a crewmate. After about 30 minutes, the plaster was dry enough to touch, but still wet enough for me to mold it like clay. I did my best to smooth out the marshmallow texture that the plaster made, but as you can see, it did leave this weird creasing pattern all over the crewmate, which I didn't mind too much because it reminded me more of the texture of Captain America's suit from the movies. I am a big Captain America fan and I really love the first 3 movies, and even on the Disney Plus show Falcon and the Winter Soldier, now Captain America and the Winter Soldier, I think they did a phenomenal job. I almost painted this crewmate as John Walker, the US agent from the show, but I thought I would go with the more traditional costume. The thing I like most about Captain America has to be his shield, the way it ricochets off of everything and comes back to him, and also how he wears it like a backpack when he's not using it. The logic behind it makes absolutely no sense, but still, it's one of my favorite things I like about the character. Maybe one day I'll create a prop or maybe some kind of special painting of the shield. You guys let me know down below if that's something you want to see. So as you guys saw, I'm just using some hot glue because all that's left for our crewmate is to attach his shield and paint in the final details of the iconic Among Us visor and Captain America's signature wings. And with that, my friends, you are done. You've just created your own Captain America Among Us figure. Let me know in the comments what you think. I might do the Sam Wilson suit or even the Winter Soldier next. Before you go, don't forget to subscribe and like this video. I'm heading off to the next project, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.